I say, in order for someone to be born like that, they would have inherited the genes from both parents, not one. So father don't blame mother, and mother don't blame father. Both of you all had to contribute for the child to come out like that, yes? But nevertheless, you see, we always, what should I say? We fear things that we don't know about, and when we don't know about something, a lot of ignorance and, misinformation go flying about the place. And that is what causes discrimination. Yeah? When we don't know about something, we discriminate. And persons suffering with albinism through the years suffer discrimination. Yeah? I think I put up on my page, I used to fight plenty in primary school. And a lot of those fights was for a relative of mine. Of course, she couldn't fight. So when they're teasing her, you know who fighting? Because from way back then, children will interfere with you. They're calling you all kind of name. So I feel I give you all a good idea of what albinism is. And we are going to go for a short commercial break. And when we come back from the break, yes, we have with us inside studio, we have two guests, not one, a husband and wife. All right? But before we get to the guests, we are going to go for a short commercial break. So call your friend, share the live. We'll be back in 5.
Hey, 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 hey. Just because you cannot jet away doesn't mean you cannot get away. I know you want to get away because the lockdown every day have you stressed out in every way. But here's what you can do. Spend the night at any participating guest house in Trinidad or Tobago and qualify to win free groceries and a weekend for two with breakfast at another property. Here's how to win. It's the Gaia Staycation. Here's what you do. Book your stay. Spend the night. Take a picture of your room the first time you see it. Take a picture of your breakfast. Take a picture of you having fun. Well, not in bed, of course. And make a 2-minute video telling us how great the location is. Send us your pics and your video, and you can win groceries for 6 months and a weekend stay at a different property or the same one you enjoyed. This promotion runs from February 15th to May 15th. The more places you stay, the better your chances to win. Visit Gaia Staycations on Facebook for more details.
Welcome back. We're back inside the Feminine Drive. And I want to say welcome to everyone who is logged on. And we have someone from Australia. Very nice. He said it's raining right now in Australia. Well, boy, Trinidad, we getting plenty rain these days. I say it's a rainy, dry season. You understand? It ain't no season again in the world now. Things just topsy-turvy. But welcome back to the Feminine Drive. So, as I said, we have in studio 2 guests. So direct your attention to our beautiful couple, Mr. and Mrs. King, Renaldo and Jillian King. Welcome to the Feminine Drive.
Thank you very much for having us.
Nice. I just sitting, fixing up the misunderstanding. My mommy, I think you need a me too, because you see, like you're neighbor with the people phone. So, I had to monitor everything as we speak.
Right.
So how things going?
Good.
Good? Nice, man. Well, you look real radiant and nice.
Thank you.
Right. So, we talking albinism. And as I would have, previewed the public, that persons suffer from discrimination, And we're doing these things to make people aware and, of course, to decrease discrimination, not just with albinism, but all forms of discrimination. We had International Women's Day recently passed, and that was a topic by itself. We have women going through domestic violence, etc., gender-based violence. We always have a category of persons that we would try and reach out to and help, because we will not, how should I say, the Creator don't make mistakes. I always believe that. But we will not all made the same. But we need to respect each other. It does not mean because I don't look like you, you must discriminate against me. or because I don't share your views, you must discriminate against me. You understand?
Yeah.
You know, it's one big world, and we must learn to coexist harmoniously. And you know, it might be far-fetched, but we had to try. So, I know it's a lot to talk, and the show is only an hour. So I'm trying to see how much I could get out of you. So who wanna go first? We are no man controlling thing here. It's husband and wife, but who want to go first?
Well,
You want to talk about your experience, and I want you to tell us, Renaldo,
yeah.
from as far back as you could remember. So we're talking childhood days. How you know, when did you discover that AA? But I'm looking different to everybody else. What is going on with me? Tell us about that journey.
Well, I would say when I was like between 4, you know, I realized I was different.
Right.
And when I ended up in, you know, when I was going to like primary school, it was more prevalent that it made me more aware that
More
I
aware
was
that you're
different.
different,
Yes. Right? And whereas in primary school, I didn't have too much trouble, but it had the one or two children, you know, will actually tease,
Right.
right? And it kind of
used to
get to
handle
me.
that? How you used to handle that teasing?
Well, I might have reacted physically.
Right. Tell them you used to fight. Yes, that is all right.
According to what, you know, they tell me, I might give them an answer to suit,
Of course, proper.
right? But it never, I would say, it never really
Escalate.
escalate
Right.
to blows to dependent, you know, to thing. It's only once it went to one level that I couldn't take it no more,
Right.
and I end up how I should say this, bursting some fella head.
Boss head.
Boss head.
Bossy head. In Trinidad, we just say we bossy head.
Yeah.
So you get boss head.
You get boss
because
head.
he tease
But
you
it
over
was
and over.
it wasn't the person who was doing it.
Let me hear that story. Let me hear a little bit about that story.
Well, in that time, and I used to live Mova. We used to
Right.
live Mova.
Right.
And opposite the primary school, basically, yes, I was living opposite the primary school.
That's by the savannah.
Right by the savannah there.
Nice.
Right? So after school now, it used to have a sand pit right up, you could say opposite the school, right? Works on them, you know, county used to put the sand there.
Right.
So we used to just pass there sometimes. And while passing, you know, these little school children, you know, schoolboys decide to pester me, call me names. And with that now, I get vexed.
And you retaliate.
And I retaliate. A big stone pass.
And a man collect.
And a man collect. But it wasn't the man who was teasing me.
You see? Some unfortunate
So
person
get
collected.
a look, yes.
And things like this happen. But, I mean, people teasing you over and over, you retaliate. Right?
At some point, you will retaliate.
Correct is right. Yeah, you know, right. But, okay, so you made it through primary school. You dealt with the teasing, right? You made it through primary school. So, getting older now, and I want to fast forward the thing a bit. You're getting older, teenage life now. They say the most troubled part of growing up is your teenage life.
Yes, it
That's
is.
the peer pressure.
Yes,
so let
it
me hear
is.
about that phase of your life.
Well, that phase was also a little difficult. Now, I could give you a story from when I was heading into Form 2.
Right. What school you attended, by the way?
Success Level till Composite.
Right.
Right? I reached the school that morning early, and I went into my class, and it had a next guy who decided to harass me.
Right.
When he realized I wasn't really taking him on, he decided to run me down all over the school. Right? I run from upstairs to downstairs,
Trying to get away.
try to get away from this dude, till I just stopped, and it turned physical, and that is when he hit me.
So you see how long bullying going on, eh? Bullying ain't no nowadays thing. This thing going on long time, right? It going on long time. But yours now was because of your albinism. Your
Yes, it was that.
And I even want to ask you to tell the public the names that they would be calling you. Because as I said, I went to school too, and I know the names, right? So I wouldn't even want to put you through that. But I'm trying to imagine the turmoil you would have been going through. Because even though you want to put on a brave face, you are only human, you're a child, and you're going through all of this. So it must have been difficult for you. How your parents dealt with that?
Well, they were supportive. My dad, my mom, they were supportive, right? I used to do wrong things, yes, and I used to get licks, but
Right.
in terms of,
You defending yourself.
defending myself and being, in albinism and having albinism thing, they understood.
Right.
They didn't know about albinism at that time.
In terms of the biological causes and all that.
Yeah, they didn't know about it at that time, but they were supportive.
Right, right. So did they have that conversation? Could you remember at any point in time they actually have any conversation to tell you, well, listen, because you said you realized it was different around age 4 around there, right? So as you get older, could you recall your parents actually putting you to sit down and explaining, well, as best as they could, even though they would not have had the scientific information?
No, not really, because as I said, they know I was different, but that particular information they wasn't prevalent
They
to.
didn't have it then.
Yeah.
They didn't have it then. Okay, and you see, so back then, and I think I could understand what he's saying. His parents was not aware. They are all probably asking themselves, but how this child come out so, And they didn't have the scientific information to explain. So now we live in the year 2021, and I'm hoping parents could give a better, they could give the information to their children if they have children that suffers from albinism. They're now better informed, yeah? We have social media, we have Google. It's a different era. So we're going to go to the wife now, right? And you tell us similarly, how was it for you, growing up in the home with your family? How was it? We want to start with the family first before we go out to the schools. And again, you must have recognized that. You're different.
Yes. Around the age of between 5 and 6, I realized I was different in complexion to my other siblings.
Right.
And I used to wonder why I came out like this, where I used to think I came from a different planet. No, you're laughing. That is how I felt.
I'm not laughing at you, but
Yeah.
I understand this. Like you come from a different planet. Why are you looking so?
That is how I felt.
Right.
And I was treated normal,
Right.
but like when I go to school, the children will tease me, they'll come and they will touch my skin and
Yeah.
they will sit down next to me,
Oh
all
my
these
gosh.
things, and the name calling was the worst, Even big people, you had this man, whenever he see me, he call me, red monkey, a big old man,
Yes.
anything.
But what I mean, it's not an excuse.
Yeah.
But as you said, you would have expected better
Yeah.
as an adult, right? But ignorance, but it's
Yeah.
not an excuse.
And I had a neighbor, whenever she had friends come over, she used to call me out in the gallery and to show the people.
Like you're on display.
Yeah, and then she said, go back inside.
But
So now I used to wonder why it was
Really?
it was very, what you put it?
humiliated.
Yes.
She calling you out like
Yeah.
you're on display for her neighbors to see what you
Yeah.
look like. My gosh.
But it was very, very, very hard growing up.
Great. Yeah.
Yes, the things they hear,
Right.
I used to wonder, if it's truth, why I came out like this.
Right.
I had an aunt, she's now deceased, used to tell me, you're not a father child, your mother make it for somebody else.
Listen
All
now.
these things act upon, you know, really act on my mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
So imagine somebody suffers with albinism. You see ignorance, let me tell you something, eh? You see lack of knowledge. They say the people perish for lack of knowledge, you know, and that ain't no kicks, you know. When we don't have knowledge, the things we say and the things we do is very detrimental. So you imagine persons meeting her mother or her father and saying, that child in yours, you know, that you, watch me, is a horny again, that child in yours, because she suffers from albinism. You see that thing to mash up homes, even cause domestic violence. Even to cause domestic violence, because well, I'm hoping your father did not, as they say, take talk and
No,
react.
because I resemble him
Right.
and his family.
Right.
Despite the color, you know, I'm the image of his family.
Now, well, you know I'm a performance artist.
Yeah.
So sometimes when people sitting, immediately songs come into my head. There is a Calypsonian Chinese children calling me daddy. You know? Renaldo, you know that Calypso?
Yes, I know it.
Right.
Yes,
Chinese children calling me daddy. So as you said that, you know, people telling your father or saying that, she'll make that child for him. That song came into my mind. But as you said, growing up, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
You know? And this continue into your adult,
Yes, yes.
into your
yeah.
adult years.
Because, you know, the things you're hearing, you know, you're still wondering if it's really
if it's true.
Yeah. And my parents never sit down and talk to me about it.
Again,
You know?
I think they didn't have the
Information, yes.
They probably didn't
Yeah.
have the information to share with you.
I was in my own world. And I used to think I'd come from another planet. Right? In school,
Ain't too bad when you look at Planet Earth and all the mayhem, you know. But go ahead.
in school I was bullied. In primary school. In secondary school I went to Digger Martin Junior Sec. Also I was bullied there. Right? It had a gang of girls. Every day I had to carry money for them. When I
So
go to
this
school.
taxing thing going on.
Yeah, yeah.
This, yeah.
And I was too afraid to even tell anybody what I was going through.
Right.
You know?
Having to deal with this.
Yes.
I could imagine you probably used to. Were there days that you didn't want to go to school?
Every day. I didn't like school at all. I didn't want to go to school at all. Sometimes I used to fake a sick, you know,
To stay home.
to stay home.
And of course, your
Yeah.
parents had taken that
No.
you had to go to school.
Yeah.
But they never knew the real reason why you didn't
No,
want to go to
no,
school.
no.
They probably say, but you just want to stay home.
And two, I couldn't see properly on the blackboard too. I couldn't see it.
Yes. Stick up. That's another important thing. Persons who suffer from albinism, their eyesight is very poor. That's another thing. Right? Our guest is saying she couldn't see on the blackboard in school, and that is so true. If you notice persons who suffer from albinism, they wear shades. Or if they are not wearing shades, they will be squinting when they're looking at anything. So yes, because remember the melanin is not present.
Yes.
So you cannot face the sun.
Yeah.
So the looking on the board in the class provided a challenge.
And I wouldn't say anything. I used to copy from a friend. She said, right, and I used to copy, you know, from her because
Right.
I couldn't see on the board at all.
You ain't
Even-
talking to Miss and telling Miss the problem.
No. I was afraid to say anything.
I could imagine your ordeal. You
Yeah.
probably used when you reach in school, you want the day to finish fast to go back home.
Yeah.
You know, could you imagine? I mean, and you know, this is happening now. We have, as I said, bullying and start now, and there are children in the school system who, for different reasons, they don't want to go to school. All kind of reasons. Could you imagine as a child going to school and you don't want to be there? Could you imagine hearing what our guests went through? Could you imagine that? You know you're going to school to get bullied. You know you're going to school to hear name calling, right? You could imagine going through that ordeal as a child. Listen, plenty of us have plenty things to give thanks for. We have to be thankful because people refer to me as a strong woman, but I don't know how much of that I would have been able to take, You know, we say we're strong, but we're strong for our own situations. But for another person, I ain't too sure, Right? We're going to go for a commercial break. We're going to go for a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to hear from them how they met. Because, I mean, they are humans. You know, everybody, as they say, everybody had to get somebody. So they will tell us how that happened. Yes? Let's take a quick commercial.
Hey. Just because you cannot jet away doesn't mean you cannot get away. I know you want to get away because the lockdown every day have you stressed out in every way. But here's what you can do. Spend the night at any participating guest house in Trinidad or Tobago and qualify to win free groceries and a weekend for two with breakfast at another property. Here's how to win. It's the Gaia Staycation. Here's what you do. Book your stay. Spend the night. Take a picture of your room the first time you see it. Take a picture of your breakfast. Take a picture of you having fun. Well, not in bed, of course. And make a 2-minute video telling us how great the location is. Send us your pics and your video, and you can win groceries for 6 months and a weekend stay at a different property or the same one you enjoyed. This promotion runs from February 15th to May 15th. The more places you stay, the better your chances to win. Visit Gaia Staycations on Facebook for more details.
We're back inside. Welcome back to the Feminine Drive. Did you share the live? You call your friend? You share it? You sure? You still have time, you know? WhatsApp your friend. Yes, we on the real deal on the Feminine Drive, and as Sheldon Nugget said, we keeping the vibes alive on the Feminine Drive. Yeah, that is the slogan. Yes, so welcome back to our guests as well. So here it is. While we went for the commercial break, if you hear them, the wife say, I go deal with that part. You see that part how we meet and thing? I go talk about that part. So I like that. You take charge there. Give me a touch there, man. Nice woman power. You take charge. So since you want to tell us how the love thing went, because remember, we have 2 persons with the condition of albinism. And to those who supposedly normal, you feeling out how to link up with somebody who doesn't look like you. It must have been challenging, right? I am sure you're kind of holding back yourself because you're as saying your words there, you already feel you come from a different planet. So you're studying how you could really get into a relationship with somebody who's supposed to be perfect, right? In your mind, right? So tell us, in terms of fostering a relationship, the challenges of that and how you met Mr. Renaldo King. He's so, I love him too bad, you know, he's proud.
Well, actually, a friend of mine showed him my picture, and he started calling me.
Started tracking.
All hours of the night.
And
I never wanted to marry somebody like myself.
right.
I never thought I would be able, I would marry somebody like me. So he keep on calling, and one day he end up in my area.
Right. Nice, Diego Martin.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it when you end up in the area.
Well, actually, he was working, and
Right.
he called me and told me the same street where I live, he there.
He happened to be working on the same street. All your man are tricks, you know.
I didn't want to know where I was, and he keep on come back to the same place to do deliveries. And one day I said, well, okay, just come up the road and come.
You come and check, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
And he came, and well, when my mother saw him, she said, oh God, he white boy.
She said, he white boy.
And well.
One thing lead to next.
Yes.
Don't tell them. Don't tell all at all. One thing lead to next. Don't forget, you all can call in, You all can call in. Just now the number will come up on screen, and you all can call in. Yes, you could call in, and if you have a contribution to make, you may have experienced it with somebody. Yes? So just now the number will come up.
I wasn't interested, to be honest with you. I wasn't interested.
You're playing hard to get.
Yes. So he keep on calling, and he went to drop off something for me by a friend in St. James.
Right.
And when she saw him, she said, Gil, that man is your husband. I said, what are you telling me?
Yeah.
She said, yes, that is your husband. So I kind of...
You Can I say, let me behave myself?
Yeah.
Let me see what she see.
Yeah, so he keep on calling again and things. So I say, listen to me. I say, if you're interested in me, you have to go and see my pastor.
Nice.
And he said, no problem. And I took him to see my pastor. The pastor watched me, he watched him. He watched me, he watched him.
He assassin. Yes.
He will interrogate him. And when he finished, he said, okay, you all could come for counseling.
Right. Now, let me just say this. No, that is nothing. You see what you said there? You took him by your pastor. It may be another name for a different belief system.
Yeah.
But that is how I grew up hearing that. You see somebody you like them, they tell you, first of all, go to the family. Go to the family, get us. Observe how they're moving around their family. You know, take them to the leader in the church, etc. Because they were seen as elders. They were seen as people that can guide us. That is happening now, but that is our next conversation. So, Renaldo, let me hear you. Let me see if what she said, you know, come on. Let me hear how the thing went from your side.
Well, yes, what she said is really true.
Nice.
What she said is really true. You know, I pursued her.
I like that word, man. Yes, you pursued her. I like that.
Right? I was relentless at it.
Yeah. You ain't giving up at all.
Don't give up. Never give up. And one thing led to another, and
Nice.
this is the result.
Nice. So, you know, and I feel a joy. I feel a joy because, you know, hearing all what you went through, all what the both of you all went through, and apparently your wife went through a little more than you, because you, and listener, we can only be ourselves. We have a caller. Good evening, caller. You are live. Welcome to the Feminine Drive. Hello? We got cut off there. Caller, I'm sorry, you can try back, but maybe technical difficulties, we got disconnected. We can only be, I was saying, we can only be who we are. I follow you back from your childhood. You say you're taken, no bully. Even though they're coming at you, you used to fight. You used to defend yourself. You know, you're standing up. Adulthood now, you see the woman, you see your wife. You say, I ain't giving up. Right? Relentless. You pursue what you wanted. Of course, two different personalities. And because of probably who you are in your character, your life wasn't as difficult as her whilst going to school. Because she said she didn't want to go to school at all. She couldn't take the bullying. But it wasn't that bad for you because of who you are. So, you know, who we are shaped us.
Yes, that is true.
Yes. You know, and in your, again, because of the type of person you are, you found your wife. You found your wife. So how has that, now together you all are stronger. So people can say what they want, not so?
Yeah.
How the discrimination still continues?
I wouldn't say it continues, but you know, you will pick it up now and then.
Right.
You will pick it up now and then. But that's like not when we are together. It's like individually. Mm-hmm. You might be passing somewhere and somebody might say something, but that is now and then.
By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will make a comment.
Yeah.
And say something, but not together.
Not together.
As husband and wife. So tell us, the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, I want to touch a bit on that. It is headed by Avalon
Clark.
Good evening, Avalon. I know you're watching, Avalon Clark, and all the persons attached to the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago. Good evening, and thank you for giving me two wonderful guests. So, how did you come about meeting Avalon? How you end up being part of the Albino Foundation?
Well, actually, a friend of mine, she put me on the Avalon.
Right.
Right? And I called her, and then we started to interact.
That was before you got married?
After, yeah.
After, okay.
Yeah.
Why you felt you needed to be part of the Albino Foundation?
Well, to share information that people, you know.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes. You wanted to share your story.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. Collectively because we have a lot of persons suffering from albinism.
Yeah.
I would have put on Facebook, Africa's, they have one of their top singers, right? Known as the Golden Voice, Salif Keita. He's actually a 4-time Grammy Award nominee. And he was born into royalty from the Mali family. But because of his condition, he was ostracized by his family and the community.
Yeah.
They actually thought, but let's see if we could pull that call this time. Good evening, caller. You are live. Welcome to the Feminine Drive.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, and how are you?
I'm fine. I just want to say thanks for giving us a little more insight on the albinism. The couple actually is a powerful couple.
Yes.
They are.
Thank you. We need to be educated each and every day about so many different things.
Indeed. And I personally have some experience with these two people. I've seen them a lot. The lady, this Miss King could cook. This lady could cook.
She wants to know who it is that tastes her hand.
A nephew-in-law.
Okay. Nice. Well, you know, we have to be good in, what should I say, a talent. We're not supposed to let anything stop us from showing our talent. So even though she has to deal with the condition of albinism, it hasn't stopped her from cooking. So the man say you are, your nephew now say you are a fantastic cook. So you see, I find out something. Tell us about this cooking. This is your indie guy, you know. So use the opportunity. Tell us about this cooking.
Well, I love to cook. And
That's a passion.
I feel you hear the woman love to cook. Somebody tell you that why you pursue her.
I feel so, you know.
Yeah. Like a smart man. He would save money. So you love to cook.
yeah.
Do you do it on a professional level or you just cook for your husband?
Just cook for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what are you good at?
Well, I do all different dishes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you haven't, I mean, if you could cook this well, you could put that expertise, I mean, make it into something commercial.
Yeah.
Everybody looking for the little extra dollar now, you know. And don't just, I mean, it's good when you have a good cook in the family, but you could use that to market yourself.
Yeah.
You could use that to market yourself because your condition did not stop you from being a fantastic cook. Somebody could call and say you could cook well. Hello. You know, package that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Right now, I'm having a little bit of health challenge with my knee, so I can't, yeah.
It's sort of restricting your movement a bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, I always believe things could fix, you know.
Yeah.
Once you get the right practitioner.
But I have that passion, you know,
Right, to cook.
Yeah, I will also make things like pepper sauce and kuchela and, you know, all these things.
To sell? You sell these stuff?
Yeah.
Well, listen, you will give me your number and I will put her number on my page. So when you want your pepper sauce and your kuchela, Mrs. King does that. So stay tuned, you will get the contact from me. Yes. Right? Each one have to help one. So I want to go back to the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, right? Founded by Miss Avalon Clark.
Yes.
Right. So you said you got recommended.
Yes.
And you joined the Albino Foundation. Tell us some of the things you all did in terms of whether you all, reach out to people, share your story. What are some of the happenings?
Well, we started our group, and right now we are, due to the COVID, we cannot have any meetings right now. Right?
Playing it real safe.
Yes. We have a few members, 11 members in the organization so far, right? Including Sir Charles.
Sir Charles! Yes. One of Trinidad and Tobago's top host and DJ at Power 102. Yes, Sir Charles. So he's part of the Albino Foundation.
He's part of the foundation, yes.
Nice. So how old is the foundation though? Because I must confess, before this interview, I did not know the Albino Foundation existed. I'm being honest. So how long has it been in existence?
About 2 years.
No, about what, 4 years? So about
3 to 4 years.
something like that.
Now, Avalon is on because I just checked and she says, hello, she's on, you know. But I wouldn't keep switching. I know she probably might put the answer, right? So it's less than 5 years. Let's say it's less than 5 years that the foundation is existent, correct?
Fully, yes.
Right. So y'all, what they would say in your embryotic stages, it's growing.
It's
Yeah.
growing.
It's growing. And you're hoping to do what exactly?
Well, we want to reach out to the Trinidad and Tobago, right? In terms of finding out how many people with albinism, you know, living in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
By extension, to we also have hooked up with international groups
Great, great,
Right.
great.
like NOAA and other groups like that dealing with albinism.
Right. So yeah, the aim is really to educate. Reach
Reach
out.
out and educate, inform.
Right. So that persons would feel, you know, they have the support.
Yes,
They would have the support.
yeah.
Right. Well, you know, everything, as I said, it starts at a point, and we have to keep at it. We have to keep at it. We have to keep at it, challenging as it may be. Is it something that requires funding? You know, you're reaching out to, like, you know, NGOs and the government, etc.
Well, we haven't gotten to that point and stage yet. We haven't gotten to that stage yet, right? But we are a registered NGO.
Okay. So the Albino Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago, persons who are, you know, who have the condition of albinism, parents, you want to find out more, you need the support, your children are being bullied because of their condition, you can contact, you have a Facebook page.
Yes, we have a Facebook page. We have on Instagram at the Albino Foundation TT.
It's on Instagram.
Instagram, yes.
Right. So it's on Instagram and it's on Facebook. You could send them a message and get more information. If you have a child or a relative who has this condition and you want to find out more, you want more support, right? Having the condition of albinism exposes you all to, for example, the sun. You cannot be in the sun for long.
No.
Right. And as I said, I did my little reading and it spoke about skin cancer and stuff
Skin
like
cancer,
that.
yeah.
Even, you know, you realize your skin get blotchy.
Yeah, because look, you see on my hands,
Oh, this is as a result of
the sun.
being in the sun.
Yeah. You see?
So is there anything you could use? Tell us. Is there
Um,
anything?
Suntan lotion, be, you know,
Sunblock.
yeah.
We are required to have use protection in terms of sunblock, wearing long sleeve,
Right.
right? You use a shades to protect your
Eyes from the sun. Right.
right? Sometimes you also use an umbrella to shade,
Right.
right?
Basically, you
That-
have to protect
Protect
yourself.
yourself. You have to
Right.
protect your skin from the sun. It's also because of also the UV rays, right?
Now, persons who doesn't have the condition, who have the melanin, as they say, the sun affects us. Sun is very hot these days, so I could imagine,
Yeah.
you know, what are the, you know, how do you feel, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to go into all the details, but for me, okay, if I'm in the sun and I don't have on long sleeve, my skin will actually be burning. So I'm trying to imagine, tell us the effects it would have on you.
Sometimes I will be inside the house and the sun hot and my skin will be burning. You don't have to go in the sun, you know, to feel that.
That's part of the UV also, because the sun doesn't always have to be out or hot,
Yeah.
Right.
right? The UV also, that plays a part to damage your skin.
So you're saying when you're in the house, you don't
Yeah.
have to be outside.
No.
That heat,
Yeah.
you actually feel like fire on your skin.
To a point,
Yeah.
yes.
I remember I get sunburned so bad. I couldn't keep on clothes. I was in Barbados and I went to the beach. The sun wasn't hot. The rain was falling.
Right.
And a few hours after, I was in real pain. I couldn't keep on clothes. And next day was a set of bladder all over my skin. Yeah.
Wow. This condition, and you know, the sad thing is, there is no cure for albinism. There is nothing that persons with this condition can do. Nothing. You wasn't born with melanin, and that's just it, right? You will have problems with your eyesight, problems with the sun, you can't face heat, and all these different things. No cure. No cure for it. There is no cure. You know? And, you know, life funny, eh? You know, we have persons who bleaching their skin. You know, all they never study that and laugh.
Yeah.
And say what's wrong with them. I mean, whilst everybody have their choice, and you know, you have to be careful because everybody have their rights and their choice. So you have to be careful. I'm just saying, is it lack of knowledge? Because you have melanin and you're bleaching your skin. Renaldo, I feel it's lack of information.
Well, it could be lack of information, or it's that is like cosmetic.
Yes.
That is more cosmetic than actually having that knowledge of bleaching. You know, it's doing more damage to you as a person with melanin.
Because, you know, I keep remembering what your wife said, being in the house, and it's hot, and she's feeling that heat, right? And she didn't go outside. Good evening, caller, and welcome to the Feminine Drive.
Good evening. I'm so glad for this program.
Thank you.
I never know that this was, what I should say.
Happening on the social media.
No. The albinism. I didn't know it was a sickness or I don't know what
It's a
word
condition.
to use.
We want to say it's a condition. The guest said the proper thing to say it's a condition, yes.
Yeah, I thought what they were just that, you know, like you and I, but that albino then. If you know what I mean.
Yes, of course, and plenty people don't have...
Thanks for this program.
Yes, thanks a lot, and plenty people out there, I am sure, didn't have the information, so no problem, caller.
So, thanks for airing this program.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the support.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, listen, you who born with the condition, say you feel it come from a different planet.
Yes.
So what you feel other people thinking? No, and up until recently, I did not know the specifics of why people look like y'all. And you see, we must be honest to say when we don't know, eh? That is when we learn. You can't know everything. So we must be honest to say, listen, but you know I ain't know that, and you know I didn't know this. If I get already joke about my phone and how much thing I didn't know to do and only now learning, that is our next story. So it's plenty thing. We learning every day. I did not know much about this condition, right? But this is life, learning, and being able to share the experience. So I am happy that y'all, or with the information you're given with this program collectively, could touch persons out there.
Yeah.
You wanted to say something, Renaldo? Go ahead.
I want to interject a little.
You go ahead, man.
The albinism, right? It goes across all races. All races. Right? Albinism doesn't just one race. It's Chinese, Indians, Africans, all.
Once you name human being.
Once you name human. Right?
And you know something? Animals and plants suffer
yeah.
from
Exactly.
albinism or has the
Exactly.
condition of albinism.
Exactly.
Animals, right? Python, the python, there is the albino python. Animals has the condition of albinism as well, where they don't have any melanin. Yes, I saw, doing my research, I saw a lion totally white. To me, it's the most beautiful thing I have seen in a long while. White. All the lion's hair is white because the lion has the condition of albinism. Plants suffer from albinism as well, where they don't have any chlorophyll. And chlorophyll is that which makes the plant appear green to our eyes. So when a plant don't have any chlorophyll, it has the condition of albinism. It's a really interesting condition. Really, really interesting. There is also a belief system that persons who has the condition of albinism belong to a Imale called Obatala. You heard that?
Yes.
Yes. Good evening, caller. You are live. Welcome to Feminine Drive.
Good night. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, and how are you?
I am doing great and wonderful. What does the lady now say about their program? History,
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yeah, because I went to school with somebody like those people, and I never know it was a condition. I thought it was just normal.
You see?
You know?
Caller, where are you calling from, by the way?
Hello?
Where are you calling from, by the way?
I call him from Barbados.
Welcome, Barbados inside. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I go sit down and continue listen to you all and see how much I could learn.
Yes.
So all the best to you until bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you again for the support. So, you see, yeah, and I am sure not everybody will call. Right? Just like I have friends that say, you look at my show. They say, yes, we look at it. Oh gosh, just because we ain't say anything. So just so we have people who would be on the live, there are persons who may not call, but I'm sure they are in awe, learning so much about albinism.
Yeah.
And, as I said, the golden voice of Africa, Salif Keita, his family ostracized him. They thought was some omen, some bad luck. They wanted nothing to do with him, right? And as we said, lack of knowledge brings about this. And in the Ifa Orisha belief system, persons with albinism, it is believed that they belong to the Imale Obatala. Because, just a quick input, Obatala is responsible for creation in the Ifa Orisha belief system. So persons, everything, right, in terms of creation, Obatala is responsible for creating. So persons, it is believed that persons who have the condition of albinism belongs to this deity, this god, this Imale, so many different names, Obatala. So you told me you even heard that.
Yeah, somebody told me that.
Somebody told you that.
Yeah.
Yes. But different concepts, different belief systems.
But I didn't understand
What they meant.
but it was
Right.
yeah.
So Obatala is the god, right? The Imale of creation, deity, whatever name you want to ascribe for your understanding, right? At the end of the day, you all are God's creation. You're sure about that? And you didn't come from no other planet. But as I said, given the turmoil, the planet Earth is in, you probably wish that was true.
I keep asking myself, who am I?
Oh yes.
That is what I was keep on asking myself, where I came from.
And it's a wordy question.
And I see people will not understand what I went through. They will not understand. I had a cousin to tell me, you like a pig.
Oh my God.
You like a pig, and
I give thanks that you came out of that.
Yeah.
I give thanks you came out of that. Telling you again, sometimes we say things and people say, well, I didn't know. But whether you have the information about the condition, is that a reason to tell somebody they're looking like a pig? Is that a reason? When we lack knowledge, is that an excuse for us to tell people derogatory things? When we lack information, is that a reason to hurt other people's feeling? When we lack information, it's better you ask a question. Ask a question. You understand? Rather than say hurtful things to people. Imagine a cousin telling her she looks like a pig. That could never be comforting.
I told you the names that I was called, red monkey, white cockroach, all these different, names. Mongoloid.
Mongoloid. I've heard
I
that.
don't know. I
I've
don't
heard
know.
that
Yeah.
name being referred. Yes, I don't even know what it means, but because as I said, when I went to school, yes, there were children with the condition. We have another caller. Let me just take this call. Good evening, caller. You are live. Welcome to the Feminine Drive.
Hey, I just thought you want to make a statement, a comment.
Sure. Hello.
Hey,
Go ahead, caller. We are listening.
all right, I'm calling from St. Vincent.
Welcome, St. Vincent. Thank you.
Yeah, I know one of those African countries. You know, the albinos, or the people that condition,
Yes.
they sacrifice these people. They have to find protection. They say that they have some kind of magical powers they get from them.
Oh.
They sacrifice them. So they have to be careful when they go to Africa.
Well, again,
Alright.
different cultures, different thing. Okay, thank you, caller, for that information. Thanks for calling. Thanks for the support. Yes, so the caller is saying he understand in some part of Africa.
Tanzania.
In Tanzania,
yes.
Yeah.
well, I would research that. I don't have any facts in it, so I don't want to say as if it is gospel, as they say, but, I'll follow up. So they are sacrificed.
They use the body parts of albino people,
What?
right, for rituals and to make them rich
Uh-huh.
and so forth.
So they
The-
believe
the-
you all
yeah,
have powers.
powers.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
We have magical powers, but that's in sub-Saharan Africa. They have that belief, and the witch doctors are the ones who perpetuate that belief. Right? If you want riches, they tell you, well, go on.
Get us somebody who has the condition.
Yeah, go on. Get somebody, chop off their body parts, preferably the limbs,
Uh-huh.
and they will make a potion.
So this is facts.
This is
Yeah,
facts.
this facts, yes.
It's facts.
In sub-Sahara Africa.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I must say, it's going in Trinidad that people,
Well, in our hemisphere, we don't go through that. We
Right.
wouldn't.
Thank God.
I'm good.
We don't go through that in terms of they wanting to hunt you down
Yes.
to make you a sacrifice. But the bullying, the name calling,
Yes.
you see, it's just as bad.
Yes.
It's just as bad. Because again, hear what your wife went through. Not wanting to go to school. Wondering, who am I? Why people telling me these things? I remember the family saying I like a pig. And next one telling my mother or telling my father, that child is not yours. Imagine what she went through. Some people might say, well, boy, better they're dead. You understand what I'm saying?
well, actually, as you mentioned, that I tried to take my life as more than once. And nobody never knew.
What? No, because again, you said you wasn't talking.
Yes, I wasn't talking. And
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen, knowledge is power. Eh? Knowledge is power. You're hearing these things. And again, as I'm saying, we have a lot of persons in Trinidad and Tobago with the condition of albinism. So, after tonight on the Feminine Drive, after you get all this information, and I know some of you going to read up more, right? So this is to stimulate you to find out more about this condition. So you will have a better idea of what happens, right? What causes the condition and how we meet and treat with persons with albinism so that we would not have the discrimination. Yeah?
yeah,
So, we probably just have a few minutes. Yes! World Albinism Day is June the 13th. And the United Nations, it was in 2014 that the United Nations declared June 13th World Albinism Day. But it was not until 2015 that it was celebrated. So we run out of time, right? Mark the date, June 13th, World Albinism Day. I want to thank you. Look how the hour fly.
Yeah.
Right? So interesting. I want to thank you immensely for coming on the Feminine Drive to share your story. You know, I'm really happy for you. You had a rough upbringing, a rough childhood, and now look at you, Mrs. King. You're right. You pursue your wife and your founder, and you're all happy. I pray positive blessings upon your marriage.
Thank you. Yeah.
May your marriage last eternal.
Thank you.
And may you continue to inspire persons and share your experience. So thank you to all my loyal supporters and to the new ones. Thank you for joining the Feminine Drive. Next Friday, we will be having representatives, 2 women from the Spiritual Shouter Baptist Fraternity, because the Monday, March 30th, is a public holiday in Trinidad and Tobago where we're celebrating Spiritual Shouter Baptist. So stay tuned. Next week, Friday, yes, man, we're inside with members from the Spiritual Baptist Fraternity. So thank you again and have a wonderful Friday evening.
Hey. Just because you cannot jet away doesn't mean you cannot get away. I know you want to get away because the lockdown every day have you stressed out in every way. But here's what you can do. Spend the night at any participating guest house in Trinidad or Tobago and qualify to win free groceries and a weekend for 2 with breakfast at another property. Here's how to win. It's the Gaia Staycation. Here's what you do. Book your stay. Spend the night. Take a picture of your room the first time you see it. Take a picture of your breakfast. Take a picture of you having fun. Well, not in bed, of course. And make a 2-minute video telling us how great the location is. Send us your pics and your video, and you can win groceries for 6 months and a weekend stay at a different property or the same one you enjoyed. This promotion runs from February 15th to May 15th. The more places you stay, the better your chances to win. Visit Gaia Staycations on Facebook for more details.
Mentre sei vivo, ricorda di vivere.
On to another level.
Trinidad, the last paradise for all.
have your opinions, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I don't mean to shoot them down, but Jesus alone has dominion, and he never steered me wrong. And he said if I seek the kingdom first, and if after him I will first, he will break every single curse. He will set some plan in reverse for me. There's so much more to see. We want total liberty. We want all you got to be. But most of all we want your kingdom come. Your will be done, Lord. We will get out of the way. Your kingdom come, oh. Your will be done, Lord. We will move out of the way. Tell your neighbor, if it don't look like Jesus, if it don't break the chains, them no. If it didn't drop from heaven, originate in the spirit. If it don't line up with the word, make my spirit come alive. No need to apologize, just move, just move. See, after we've had an encounter, Jesus, we want you to stay and live. Habitation is what we desire. Oh God, something has got to give. We want directions, we need corrections, no more obsessions. We learned our lessons. Only you can fix what we cannot fix. In the church and in politics, consecration we will not mix. Jesus and you are our fix. In 2020 we want you. All we want is your will be done, Lord. We will get out of the way. Oh now, all we want is your kingdom. All we want is your will be. Oh yeah, we will move out of the way. Tell your neighbor, if it don't look like Jesus, if it don't smell like freedom, if it didn't drop from heaven, choreographed by the Spirit, if it didn't match up with the word, make my spirit come alive. Don't need to apologize, just move, sing. I want to see it come, wanna see it come. We want your kingdom come, I wanna see it come on.
Yeah, lol, boy, let me get two slide there.
Yeah, how much for you?
Yeah, I'll take 5.
Lal boy, hurry up now, boy.
5.
Look out waiting for me. Yeah, I see 2 with milk.
Please, no pushing, please.
Wait up. I see boy, what boy? There's only milk again. I see boy, like having some trouble there, boy.
But why am I in your business, boy, lol, boy? Well, the boy like commerce, eh?
But I'm just saying, I find you moving a little slow today, Jed. Like you want double, sir.
But keep your doubles, boy. As if I won you a stale barra.
But hey, just so, boy. In front of my customers, I see, boy. My bar make this morning, boy, fresh, boy. The only thing more sour than you right now is your own guava syrup, boy.
No, I make this syrup this morning, my boy. Watch me, lol, watch me again, me vex, eh? Cool yourself, like you want snook, you know?
No, you don't get me vex.
Well, do something, nah?
Mommy, you're playing this wrongs, boy. I just want to make fresh bar every morning when you sleeping, boy.
No, don't ever diss my syrup, boy. I picked fresh guava to make that, boy, so don't play with me. What me here, what me?
Oh God, fight, oh God.
Like you looking vex, boy.
I see, boy. Let me done now, boy. You know I like your snow cone, boy.
Lal boy, me too boy. So you know I love your doubles, but he's my partner, Dread. Let me done the fighting now.
Yeah, bless, father.
Yeah, bless up. I hear somebody saying that my coconut them rotten.
Whoa! Who's saying what? About me corn soup?
Somebody go get chopped today, boy.